I can't believe it. I've lost them all. They're all gone. I'm just heartbroken. Stay tuned. I'll tell you what happened to them. Welcome back to Stubbs Aquatics. Many of you might know every year I generally keep my best up and coming shubunkins at my mom's. And I've been doing that for, well, decades, or at least a good 12 years, anyways. This year was no different than any other year. In fact, I made it a whole family event where uh, one of my grandsons, my wife, and I made a point to go over for Mother's Day, and we released some of my best shubunkins, and I released 15 in there.
Going into their big home.
And my mom was quite happy. It's good for her because it causes her to go outside and feed them, and being that she's a shut in, right? So uh, it was good for her, and she enjoys seeing them grow up, and she goes out there and she feeds them a couple times a day. And I get really nice looking shubunkins, as you can see here from last year. Uh, there's some pretty nice ones that I took out of that pond, and I've never had a problem with anything taking those fish ever. I mean, I've had problems here, but never ever had a problem at her house. I don't know why, but in the 12 to 15 years I've been putting fish in that pond, never had a problem with it. This year was a bit different. See, I had a Heron visit my place, yeah, mine, and well, he took some of my fish, which I'm pretty hurt over. And I actually heard him land on my roof, then land on my deck. So I went out and I chased it off 2 or 3 times, and then I checked my ponds, of course, and I missed one fish. So I added some fishing line around, as you can see here, and I thought, well, I've got the problem looked after. Not thinking of my mom's place at all, because again, never had a problem there. And the next day, Buddy Heron showed back up and at my place, and sure enough, another fish. This one of my brand new shubunkins that had great hopes for. Right, nice, beautiful red male, uh, really nice, distinct, deep red color, and some nice markings. And I was just about to use him for breeding, and he's gone. So I added more line, as you can see here. Well, after that, I said, well, I'm going to go over and check my mom's because, I'm there almost every day anyways, but I hadn't been there for 2 days. And I get over there and tell them, Mom, have you fed the fish today? She goes, well, she had, but she hadn't seen any. So, well, I'll go out there and have a look. And sure enough, the feed was still sitting around and nothing had been touched. And I looked around and I said, well, maybe they've just been scared. I offered to put some line around or to put a screen over the pond, and she doesn't want that. She, obviously can't move the screen. She wants to be able to see the fish, and she didn't like the idea of fishing line being around and posts being around. She just wanted it to look like a nice garden, so I can't argue with her. So over the next several days, I kept going back, and not a fish to be found. And I pulled all the lilies back and looked everywhere, and nothing. It was totally heartbreaking. I offered to put new fish in there, and she didn't want them for fear of them being eaten. And you know, she said, put some frogs in there. So I'm gonna be frog hunting. Well, it's now 3 weeks later, and no one's been feeding the fish. So now I'm back there again, and I've put a fountain in there just to help with the algae because the fish aren't there to keep everything clean, right? So now I'd gone over there to do some yard work and I happened to look over the pond and there's splashing going on. Well, apparently a couple survived and sure enough they're breeding. Now they're really skittish and I just got a quick glimpse of them and got some on video. I was happy to see that there's at least 3 that had survived out of the 15. Now again, these were up and coming in my best. I'm really reluctant on feeding them for fear of bringing them out into the open and attracting the bloody heron because it's shallow enough in that pond that they can land on the side and step in and still be at a comfortable height for them in water that's not going to freak them out. So I don't know, but I'm damn glad to see some fish there. What do you guys suggest? Well, I'll just take you through a quick little update at my place, and you can see that, well, the lines of fishing lines are going to stay up all year. Um, they did, a heron did get stuck in there for about 15 seconds, but the time I got out there, it had managed to get away. Not that I could do anything about it anyways, but it hasn't come back since. Let's have a look around. There is fishing line everywhere. It doesn't look the best, but you know what? It's safe for these guys, and that's what's important to me right now. Yeah. The last thing is I want is these guys eating it. Especially these guys over at the koi pond. You see they're nice, growing nice, and they're healthy, and they're safe. And like I said, that's the main thing. Fishing line doesn't look the best, but I've strung it everywhere, and there's nowhere for it to land and walk in. I did lose one koi out of this pond here, which I'm devastated over. It was a nice Shiro Utsuri. But all these guys in this pond here have been safe, and which, I'm glad I've got the fishing line there because, as you can see, they're not shy at all. Quick glimpse at the female chubby pond. Sorry for the central air in the background. I can't do much about that. It's hotter than heck here. It's 33 degrees Celsius, 40 degrees with the humidex. So we're not going to stay outside very long. I'll update the shubunkin breeding later on a separate video. Give you a quick little update. This is my little chubby grow out IBC pond. They're doing excellent. Water is super clear, and got my strawberries in there. Another IBC grow out, and these guys are just doing excellent, growing like crazy. I've got zucchini growing there, and I'm happy some of those shubunkins survived. So if you like this video, hit that like button, think about subscribing, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And well, thanks for watching. Hope to see you real soon. Take care. Remember, keep on keeping on. Bye for now.